Hello, how you guys doing? And welcome to the first episode of Inside the Mind.
Oh yeah.
I
Starring
like it.
KJ,
Ali.
Ali,
Mike.
and Mike Mo.
Yes, sir.
Fellas, how y'all like the name? Inside the Mind.
Inside the Mind? I could work with that one.
It's a good look.
Yeah, I could work with that.
It's not official yet.
It's not official.
We'll see.
It's not official, but the reason why Inside the Mind is the name of it right now is because we've had several conversations to where we got deep,
Oh, very deep.
sharing thoughts of relationship advice,
Ooh.
just creating inventions, sharing
Oh, man.
ideas. And we
Okay.
just want to take all this stuff that we had and just bring it to life
Absolutely.
and pretty much just share it with the world.
Absolutely.
I like it, man.
Yeah, so the thing I want to talk about today was friendships, right? And circles and why you have the friends that you have in your life, because it's important to surround yourself with the right people. And so I just wanted to ask you guys, when it comes to your circle, what does that look like? And what does your friends look like and why you choose those people in your life?
I guess I'll go first.
You got it. You got it.
I think when it comes to friends, it's very important to make sure you surround yourself with the right people, because like growing up, I've seen a lot of people surround themselves with the wrong people, and it kind of deterred them and took them in the wrong place. I had friends go to jail, friends that end up dead because they didn't surround themselves with the right people, man. So, like, just from an early age, I knew that if I wanted to get where I wanted to be,
Yeah.
I had to surround myself with the right people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
What
like
about you, Guru?
I like how Mike said that, especially because, for me, in my past, I probably didn't, or I wasn't surrounding myself around the best people that I could, and then I actually had friends that, that did die, that did end up in jail, and at a young age, I remember one of my best friends, he just came back from the military, and it was his birthday, and he went to go visit his mom, and he got shot in the parking lot. He got shot in the parking lot trying to find a parking space.
Yeah.
And for me, it was a big hit for me because, man, I cried so hard too. I probably cried like one of the hardest I've ever cried, and it was because he had called me the day before on his birthday and told me to come out, to dinner with everyone, and I didn't go because in my mind I'm thinking, I need to get my mind right,
Yeah.
and I didn't go, and that was hurtful for me. But that's really impactful. That was a really impactful moment because it made me realize that this was a guy who was trying to change his life up, but it's the environment that we surround ourselves in that put us in those bad positions. Because, the kid was really turning his life around. When I first opened up my first business, a hookah lounge, he was the first one to congratulate me.
Yeah.
And he told me, he was like, yeah, I wanna do what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I think that for me, when it got to that point, I told myself, you know what, like there needs to be a change. There needs to be a change, and the people, the places, the things that you surround yourself around is very, very, very important.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like when I look for those circles, I just think of what kind of change I want to have happen.
Let's talk about this circle right here. Us three, because we've been boys for how long now?
Well,
We met Ali
yeah.
8 years ago? 9 years ago?
I think it was like when I first started at Nordstrom.
Yeah,
This was
yeah.
I think it was like
probably
2011.
Yes, it's been a minute.
Okay, so that was right around the time we got here.
Yeah.
So this circle, talk about this circle and why this circle is, I guess, is successful, and why do we choose each other? Like, why do we hang out with each other on Taco Tuesday, or go out all the time, or go on trips to Africa or Japan? Why are we this circle
You know
right
what?
here?
Hey, to add to that, let's talk about I guess how we became friends.
Yeah.
Like, how did you two become friends?
I met Mike obviously through football,
Right.
and both play linebackers. And I think the thing that drew me to Mike was we're similar when it comes to just being good, solid people. Like, we the type of dudes you want to call when you need help moving out your house, or when you want to call when you need advice for something. I think that's how me and Mike got cool, and we just been rocking ever since.
Okay, cool. Well, okay.
And when it came to you, we both met you at Nordstrom,
Yeah.
and I think we got attracted to your energy and your positivity.
It's funny. It's funny that you said that because I picked up this skill around 2010, 2011, and it was a skill called style flexing. you know, and it's where you're able to adjust, you know, from different personalities. So I was able to pick up people's personalities within the first 10 seconds. So I think that when you guys came along, it was funny because I remember when I first met you guys, I think that in my mind, for some reason I thought you guys were basketball players. Like I thought you guys played at UW or something like that, right? And then the conversation, like in my mind, I'm like, man, I was like, I gotta make some money today. And then we had, you know, my coworker in common, right? I had a common coworker, right?
Yeah.
Long story short.
Do you remember?
I do remember.
Okay.
I do remember. It's a little too explicit for this show,
No,
but you know.
no, it's okay. It's all right.
But I had that common coworker, and then I remember I was like, okay, well, cool. I was like, these guys seem like cool guys, and I read your personality, and I was like, man, that's very similar to my personality. At that time, like I like roasting a lot. Like I used to like always like laughing and like roasting each other. So I think at that time I was trying to roast you guys a little bit. And I think you guys took kind to that.
Yeah.
But you remember there was a girl there. And I was kind of feeling her.
We're gonna have to bleep her name out, but you can say her name
right.
though.
You remember the girl?
Yeah.
So I was trying to get at her, but that's kind of how it all started too.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Hey, so I guess when it comes to friendships, do y'all believe that energies are matched with one another? Like, okay, I feel this person's energy, I feel that vibe, so I'm gonna naturally draw closer to this person. Do y'all believe that's the case when it comes to choosing your friends and why you care about them?
For that one, I wouldn't say necessarily energies, because you know you got friends from all different spectrums of life, right? So for me, it's kind of just, you know, you just get to know the person, and even if the energies aren't the same, you can still be friends with somebody. Because I have friends that like are in totally different places than I am.
Yeah.
But you know, especially like people that you grow up with, like different places, but at the same time, you still can be boys with certain people, or friends, right?
Right.
Oh no, you know, I see where you're going with that, KJ. I think that certain people are brought together for a reason. So I do believe in that. So I do believe in certain energies, you know, certain personalities do attract each other. You know, what you give is what you get. You know, because there are certain people where I can't have a conversation with this person because for some reason, every single time we do, it turns into an argument or a disagreement or something, right? We just don't align very well. So I do think that there are certain things that attract people, and I think that it even goes deeper, like not just, you know, friends, but like close friends, you know, like how we're able to travel together and have a good time. Because there's some people, man,
you can't do it.
You can't do it.
There's a difference, close friends and friends, right?
Yeah. Or acquaintances, right?
Yeah.
What you call them, acquaintances?
Yeah.
Do you find yourself wanting to be surrounded by ambitious people or go-getters similar to yourself? Because I know that for me, if you're a person that's lazy, satisfied with being where you at, me personally, it's hard for me to be around you. I'm looking for people 100%. To strive to elevate every single day.
Oh, 100%.
So do you find yourself being around people that's ambitious and want to go out and be successful just like you?
Oh, yes and no. Yes and no. I do get attracted to people who are ambitious, but this is a new thing that I kind of picked up in the last couple years, and this is mainly on you, KJ. This is, I don't know if you remember this, but when I first got into real estate, I remember you asked me a question, and it always hit home. And you said, what can I do to support you? You know, and I think that for me, that was really big because I'd never had any of my friends ask that before. You know, and I think that what happened there was, it's not just being around people who are ambitious, but it's people who are respectful to your ambition.
Yeah.
You know, who support your ambition, you know, hold you accountable to what you're trying to achieve. I think those are the people that I like to surround myself around. So if you're not ambitious, at the very least, if you respect and you support my ambition, then I'm attracted to you.
Right. So there's good friends and there's bad friends. There's good friends and there are friends that like, why the hell are you my friend? Why not talk to you? So Mike, when it comes to people that are on the not so good side, how do you handle that? Do you just hang? What's the reason for hanging on to those so-called friends?
You say, what's the reach?
What's the reason?
What's the reason for hanging on to them?
Yeah. What's the reason for hanging on to people that don't add value?
I think that, man, in this situation, it's not only about you them adding value to you, right? It's about what you can add to them, right? Because some people that come into your lives might not be in the same place that you are, right?
Right,
'Cause
100%.
you've gone on to be successful and do great things, right? But you can still bring other people along with you, right?
Yeah.
As long as they have some kind of drive, some kind of
Yeah.
ambition.
But it's like, you know that if I'm doing something, let's say I'm having an event,
Okay.
you as a friend supposed to be there, right?
100%.
You're supposed to be, if you can make it, you
I
should
agree.
make it.
Yeah, I agree.
And so what if you got a friend that just does nothing for you? What they don't do the littlest.
How do you know somebody can't make it?
Cause you
Mike, you know, like,
No, you know you can't say that for sure,
I know,
right?
But you, like, say you invite them a couple times, right?
Yeah.
And they just never show up for some reason.
Yeah.
And what do they say?
Or
And
you
when
say-
you-
I'll-
like,
you know,
give me.
I
Can
was
you
chilling
give
at
an
the house
example?
while I was playing the game, anything.
No,
And that's what they tell you?
Or how about this? Oh, how about this? Here's a good prime example. All right, say they don't show up, right? Say they say they're busy, and then next thing you know, you see them on IG and their stories, and they're out at the bar kicking it, having a good time, like taking snaps of their food.
Okay.
And you're just like, bro, what's up? Like, how come you didn't?
That's different.
How come you didn't show up?
That's different. Yeah. If they do that several times, then
You know.
you ain't friends.
So
pretty much.
do you believe in creating distance or separating yourself from people, cutting people off? What's your thoughts when it comes to that?
Cutting people off, yeah. I feel like sometimes you have to, right? Because some people can bring you down. Right? There's some people that, like, I don't like to be around negative people. They kill me.
All right.
Right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like when you around somebody in that energy, they start to take it from you, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're a positive person, you're doing your thing, trying to go get your goals, and then boom, they just always coming with the negative.
Yeah.
Like I will definitely cut somebody off.
Yeah.
Not afraid to cut somebody off.
Let's say you're in a relationship, right?
Don't go there.
Let's say you're in a relationship. Do you believe that males should have female friends?
Oh, man.
And female friends should have guy friends?
Oh gosh, how we
that's
go?
a whole
You
nother
going
topic.
to the deep end of the
Hey,
pool already?
Before we get to that topic, Mike, I like that you said that you would cut friends off because I wouldn't.
Oh,
And
God.
we
Okay,
had
we'll go
that.
back to that.
We had that conversation when we was in Japan. But like, man, we kind of got into
It was
it
a little heated
bit.
conversation.
I was
Yeah,
upset.
man.
Alex was upset.
It was heavy.
Okay,
She cool, yeah, she.
Yeah, it was a heavy
Shout out to
conversation.
Higa.
Yeah, it was a heavy conversation.
All right,
But
explain why, man.
man, well, Higa, I know you watching this, so this to you. Higa, this to you. But once again, I'm gonna get back into it. I would never cut off a friend unless they did something like
Detrimental.
absolutely crazy, like had sex with like my girl,
Oh, gosh.
or like something crazy, right? Like I would never cut someone off, and I think that for me, the reason why I would never cut someone off is because them being a bad friend or them not doing what I want them to do. I've been there before. I've been a bad friend before. And I know what it feels like. And as we grow, what makes me believe that they're never going to change?
Do you think people can grow apart though?
I think so, but I would rather.
I think what you said was completely cutting somebody
cutting
out.
someone off.
Okay.
Like I want to
Okay.
cut someone off.
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
just distancing
I
yourself.
would
Yeah.
distance myself.
Okay,
That's
okay.
it. Like I would distance myself. Like I want to reach out to you as often as I used to. If you hit me up and invite me out to your birthdays, I'll come. If I'm not busy, to your weddings, I'll come. Like if you invite me somewhere, I will come. But I'm not going to go out of my way to reach out to you every single time.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to cut you off. To me, cutting someone off is like you're
I
completely
would
done with
never
them.
talk to this person.
Yeah, like
again.
I'm not talking to you. Think this person is poisonous, and for me, I would never do that because man, you never know. You never know if that person's gonna change. And there's certain people, in my life where I feel like they're not benefiting me in any way except for bringing me happiness.
No.
There's certain friends that I have. They're not the best influences, but when we have conversations, like I genuinely enjoy those
Still have a good
conversations.
conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoy those conversations. So I think that with that being said, just because you're not boosting to my success or boosting me to achieve my goals, I think that there are different aspects
Yeah.
in a friendship where you can fulfill those friendships and I don't need to cut you off.
Yeah, because when we was
I
in
like that. I
Japan,
like
we
that.
was talking about when it comes to relationship. I personally thought that I do my part, you do your part.
Yeah.
That's how I look at a relationship, and we bring it together.
Yeah.
So if you got a relationship, I'm doing my part, and here
You're
you
not
are down
doing-
here.
not
Well,
doing-
what does that come in
See?
at? That's what I call a relationship. We have relations with each other.
And how do you determine what you are doing for that person versus what they're doing for
Ooh,
you.
or how do you know they're not doing their part? Like they're not trying
like
their best. How do you know
doing
that?
their best, right?
How do you
It
analyze
has a look. We all know what it looks like.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we don't. How do we know?
You can't just say.
Like you're not trying.
Yeah.
You're
not trying to be a good
you're
friend.
not trying to be a good friend. Like how do you know they're not just going through a moment in their
you got
life?
an example of that so we can like.
Reaching out to you. What if someone never reached out to you?
And do you reach out to them?
Yeah, you reach out to them constantly. Like, where's you checking up on me? I go through stuff too. Why do I gotta be the one to always check on and see how you doing? Why can't you check on me? Right? Why can't this relationship be give and take? Cause like we said in Japan, let's say you're in a relationship with your lady, and you just doing all this stuff for your lady, and she's doing nothing for you. You gonna be looking at her like, what I'm with you for? you ain't doing nothing for me.
So, but I think that's.
Like you're not doing nothing for me.
I think that's interesting though. How do you determine what you're doing versus what she's doing, or?
How do you weigh that?
Yeah.
How do you weigh that?
You know what it looks like.
Bro, it happens all the time. Oh, you didn't do this. It's not enough. It happens all the time. Or, oh, you didn't do this. Not enough, right?
Okay, I can see when you say that. I can see when you say that. But I'm just saying.
Or like somebody saying, you always do this. You always do that.
I guess, man.
Well, how do you, Mike? What about you? How do you manage your relationships then? Like, how do you weigh those responsibilities or those expectations out?
I think I always try to make sure that I'm being the best version of myself and giving as much as I can to the people that are in my life.
Do you limit that though? Like, do you do like an 80%?
No.
Like, I'm gonna give and
No.
I'm expecting something back.
No,
Yeah, I guess you don't put labels on it. Yeah, you don't put labels on it.
I don't expect. If we're friends, I'm gonna give you all I got, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there when you need me. If you need me to help you, I got you.
I feel
Okay.
that. All right, man. So answer this girlfriend-boyfriend question. If you're in a relationship and you're a dude, can you have female friends and can your lady
Have male friends.
have male friends that be calling her and texting her and saying, "What's up, girl? What you doing? Come kick it."
Okay.
Is that allowed?
I think it's okay, right?
But yeah, let me forget what he just said. Look at this after this part.
It's okay to have female and male friends, right?
Okay.
But if that person can't call while I'm there, it's out.
Okay. Can she go on lunch dates with this person? Hey, we're at work. Yeah, you come meet me at lunch.
I think it depends. If it's work related.
No, they're friends. They're
Yeah.
friends. It's
Yeah, but if
friendship
they're
related.
friends and they work together, what if they're friends and they work together?
Or what if they don't
What if
work
they don't work
Yeah,
together?
that's it. Okay, they don't work together, and I feel like you need to know that person.
Okay.
Right?
100%.
You can't be just hanging out. That's not cool, right?
Yeah.
If I know this person and we have a relationship, I'm going out with blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Cool. No big deal.
And you cool with that?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. As
What
long
if-
as I know the person, right?
I see what Mike's saying.
What if you look?
If we have a friendship and I know who this person is, cool.
Yeah.
Go do your thing.
I see what Mike said.
Right?
I think Mike is saying, like, if I know that person and we build that mutual respect for each other where he knows like that's my girl, and he respects me, right? And I know him and I know who he is, then I'll be cool with it. Because obviously at that point, if Mike meets the dude, right, the friend, and he's like, oh no, this dude is disrespectful, he's gonna be like, no, you can't hang out with him.
Cut him off.
Yeah, you can't hang out with him. I would agree with that. Like me, I don't mind, being in a relationship and my girlfriend having a guy friend.
Does she currently have that?
Oh, most definitely.
She has guy friends.
Yeah, most definitely. And I don't mind. Like in her going out to lunch and hanging out, whatever. Like I personally I don't mind. I think that it really comes down to what's the intention. Okay, like you're gonna go have lunch, with your guy friend. Like why? What's your intention? And if your intention is to like, I hadn't seen him in a really long time. He just kind of hit me up, and wanted to catch up. I'm like, all right, well, cool. But if you're like having lunch with this dude like every week, and you're just doing it just because you just enjoy being around him or something like that, like I think it might bother me. Like I might want to know this guy, or I might want to like, why don't we just go on a double date?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
What if,
like
what if
respect
that
my
person
space.
isn't dating?
If that person's not dating, then I would want to know what his intentions are. Like I want him to know who I am.
Yeah.
But I think that at the same time though, like the way that I see it, like honestly, it's like you want to protect your relationship. You want to keep your girl because you love her or whatever it may be, right? But for some reason, right, her going out to lunch with her guy friend, you know, and something clicks between them two. Honestly, like if it clicked between them two, it wasn't meant for you and her to be anyways.
Check this out. I'm married, going on 2 years now.
Yeah,
Love my wife.
yeah.
She can't have guy friends.
That's some bull.
She can't have
Oh,
guy
wow.
friends.
Really?
What it look like? We just laying in the bed and the dude just calling my wife.
Yeah, that's weird.
Hey, what's up? What you doing?
There's also
There's
a time thing, right? Like,
You can't call in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So you
can't call and tell her good
Your
morning.
woman can only have like women friends.
Wait, so you saying
Yeah,
she
she
don't
can be
have,
friends with you. She can be friends with you. She
you
can be
say
friends
she
with
got she no guy friends? Like she had no guy friends.
That sounds kind of
Her guy friends are my guy friends. She
okay.
can't.
That's
Oh yeah, 100%. She can't have separate
Oh,
friends.
let's
That's what
say-
I'm
That you don't know about.
okay. Let's say she met somebody before, like she knew somebody before you, right?
That she went to high
Okay.
school with.
Yeah.
saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Her BFF.
Could she still be friends with her high school?
And he was a guy.
High school mates?
Out.
So what do you mean out? What does that mean? What if it happens?
What's the point? What's the point of y'all being friends?
Just to have that mutual relation, like just to have
Bro,
relations.
if they've been friends
conversation.
before, like you can't be like, oh, you can't be friends with this guy.
All right, maybe they can be friends, but ain't no new friends coming along. Ain't no new friends coming along. 'Cause think about it.
Let's figure it out.
Think
You
about
said
it.
no guy friends.
We're dudes, right? We have a mindset.
Yeah. Oh, we think a certain way.
We have a mindset.
Not all. We all don't think the
Majority
same.
have a mindset.
We don't all think the same.
But we got that male testosterone though.
That testosterone
Yeah,
running.
we thinking something.
And let's say they going out having drinks at night. What? He could put a move on her.
Oh,
Okay.
100%.
He could put a move on her.
Yeah, and she-
You could be like, oh, I've always had this thing for you. You've always just
Hey.
been someone I really cared
They
about.
start laughing at the jokes.
Yeah, just
Oh,
reach over and grab her arm.
She out here wearing this nice outfit, and he's looking at her.
Tight ass dress.
Yeah, cleavage coming out.
Oh, gosh.
Oh yeah, he started looking, and when that alcohol hit, oh yeah.
So yeah, I personally don't think that she shouldn't create new friends, because I know when we first started dating, I had female friends. You know, I went to high school, went to college with girls, and we came across some circumstances to where she felt that these girls had a thing for me. And I'm
Which
like,
they did.
maybe they did, but I was naive to it. I was like, nah, this is just my homegirl. She's just my homegirl. And when Natalie and this certain person had certain interactions, it wasn't the most comfortable. And so I'm looking like, do I fight this battle and be like, nah, man, this is my homegirl, leave it alone? Or do I be like, damn, like this is my girl, this is the one I go to bed with every night. Do I gotta listen to what she's saying, cut this person off?
Is this when you're married or is this when you're
This when
dating?
you're dating. This when I'm dating.
So you think that you can't have any female friends while you're dating either?
If your woman
Or
isn't comfortable with
vice
it,
versa.
that's the thing. If your woman isn't comfortable with it, and I don't think that your woman should come in there being.
Is that insecurity or is that?
I think it's a combination. I think it's a
You
combination.
said that she can't have female friends.
I think
male
it's
friends.
a combination of insecurities. I believe so, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, as long as you're aware of it. As long as you're aware of your insecurities, and admit that I feel uncomfortable with this.
What if it's a working relationship?
What do you mean working relationship?
Like they work
somebody,
together.
no. Let's say, for example, you have to deal with media and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the girls from one of the stations is hitting you up, like, hey, KJ, we're trying to do this interview with you tomorrow. What's up?
I think you gotta understand that.
Let's have lunch. Let's have lunch and talk about it.
Yeah, I think you gotta understand that. But if you're just on some friendship stuff, I don't believe that it should be outside female friends when it comes to guys. I don't believe it should be outside male friends when it comes to females.
I think
I don't know about that, man.
Yeah, I don't know
that
about that
limits
either.
like the amount of people that you can have in your life, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't agree with that 100% either. Like for me, it's like, especially because
Yeah,
I'm,
in the work that you do right now.
I mean, you know, being in real estate, you gotta be friends with everybody.
Yeah.
Right. So like, I'm like guy, girl. Like, I'm not really thinking like this is a girl or this is a guy. I'm more thinking like,
This is
I
opportunity.
gotta build
right
this.
now.
Yeah, I gotta build this relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gotta build this relationship. This person reached out to me. This is an opportunity for me to build a relationship, get to know this person, get to know their sphere, their circle, and just expand my network.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of how I'm looking at. So usually these days, when new friends come along, I'm thinking one, that network aspect, and then two, it's like, you know, are you that friend or that person that I'm gonna put into my circle? So I'm thinking, one of the two. And if you fulfill one of them, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna put you in my life. I'm gonna follow up with you, check up on you, see how your life is doing, see how your day is doing. We might go out and grab lunch.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a girl, like I'm not gonna go out and grab like an intimate dinner. We're not going to El Gauchos.
Right.
But
Yeah, and sometimes
happy hour or
you
something
like,
like that, yeah.
I'm sure you show clients in your car, right? Like say it was a
100%.
girl and you want to go show her a couple of houses,
100%.
she'll be in your car, right?
Yeah, 100%. It's just something like that,
All right.
I think that like small gestures, towards, I think it's your work field. It depends on what your work field is. Like if you got no reason to be making a relationship with like a bunch of women, then you shouldn't be making a relationship with a bunch of women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right, so let's say this.
But what about the insecurity thing, though? I think that's something that we really need to address, right?
I think some insecurities are valid. I think that if, let's say, you a big buff, making millions of dollars type dude, got good skin, and your wife is around him, you should feel. I don't think anything wrong with that. I don't think they're saying I'm not devaluing myself, but the opportunities are higher. Versus
time out. The opportunity. It don't matter how much money you make. The opportunities are always there.
All right, so how about this? Let's say that you're in a relationship, right, and your girl don't like your homies. Because some homies could put the guys in bad situations, keeping your boy out all night, having them drinking, the boys kicking, but all of a sudden girls come over and she'd be like, I don't like your friends.
Because girls come around?
Yes.
They gonna come around regardless. Like you said, this guy make millions of dollars. This guy does this, right? They
What
gonna
you
come
mean,
around. Bro, any restaurant that you go to, I go to, they gonna come around.
But what if your boys put you in bad positions or bad predicaments?
I think that's just a conversation that you gotta have. Like, actually, you know what? I kind of had that conversation where my girl didn't like one of my friends or two of my friends.
Was it me?
No, it wasn't me. But like my girl didn't like one of my friends or two of my friends, right? And then just said, like, why do you hang out with that person? That person's such a bad friend, right? The conversation that I had was more along the lines of, you don't know that relationship that me and that friend has. Like me and my boy, like we got this relationship, and like I understand him. Like I know he's doing certain things. Like I know he's not being like the best, but I know what I'm doing. Like I know what I'm doing. He makes me happy because he's my friend, and he also brings out that person in me, right? And then what I really, really get to is, in your relationship, say your girl says she doesn't want you to be friends with this person, right? Then it leads to she doesn't like when you do this, or she doesn't like when you do that, right? But she loved who you were when she first met you. Now you were who you were when she first met you because of the people around you,
right?
Your friends and things that you was doing. So I always bring it back and I say, you know what?
When you met me.
Yeah, when you met me, you fell in love with me.
Ali, as people, we evolve. You're not the same person you was yesterday, last year. You got to evolve, and sometimes you got to put away the bullshit. You got to put away the childish things. You got to put away.
You can cuss on the show?
You can cuss. You got to put away.
Say less.
You got to put away. Oh, I'll be home at 3:00. Sometimes, at some point, you got to put that stuff away, especially when you get serious with somebody and they create boundaries. Like you can't cross this boundary in our relationship.
See, but that's that conversation that you have with your friends, though. So.
But also with that person, like what does this relationship look like?
Yeah, you gotta have that conversation.
Because a lot of times you go into a relationship and then boom, you're like, oh, this gotta change, that gotta change. Like, where did this come from? When I met you, it was all good.
You evolve, Mike.
Yeah.
Fair.
What if you man, go out with your girls and they in the club just all on Instagram,
flexing,
titties out, just taking shots and twerking on the pole.
See,
hey, what are you gonna look like? You be like, what are those girls good for you? Why can't y'all go on a nice date?
What's wrong with twerking? Ain't nothing wrong with twerking.
Well, but I think okay. See, that's a little bit different. What's wrong with twerking, bud? That's a little bit different. I think it gets to a point where your partner's friends start disrespecting you. Like me as like a man, it's like obviously that's my girl, right? And I know you guys going out, you guys having a girls' night out, but you guys shouldn't be having her do certain things that you guys want to do. Like if you guys want to go out and shake your butts and have your titties all hanging out, like don't have my girl do that. You know what I mean? Like respect me because we're in a relationship. Respect me. Don't have my girl doing that.
Okay, Ali, what if they don't respect you?
Oh, if they don't respect me, then I'm gonna have to talk with my girl. I'm like, hey, your friends
Yeah.
don't respect me. I need you to talk to your friends.
Right.
You know, I need you to talk to your friends. I need to make sure that they respect me. If they don't respect me, there's gonna be some problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm not a fan of when it comes to relationships? It's telling your girl what to do.
Oh.
Well, you already said you do that.
No, I didn't.
She had no
Female
friends.
friends.
Yeah, listen, let me make my point. Let me make my point. I don't think you should tell your significant other what to do.
Bro, you gonna do it. You gonna do it. They gonna do it too.
They are. I think you should share your desires with them and let them make
Allow
the
them to
choice
make
on
the
their
decision on their
own.
own.
Because one thing you don't want
And
to
what
do,
happens when they don't make the choice that you want to make?
you just take notes. You looking at them like, okay. Because one thing you don't want your girl to call you is controlling. You don't want your girl to say, oh, I'm controlling her. You told me to do that, or I didn't get to make my own decision. She'd be like, babe, this is what I would like from you.
Oh gosh.
If you can't do that, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what? What the hell does that mean? What does okay mean?
I'm just-
All right, I'm about to end this.
No, I'm just
What?
taking notes.
What are the notes?
You tell me.
You the one that said you're taking notes, bro.
You just looking like,
What does that mean though?
dog.
Does that mean
at
you're
some
ready?
point, when you're dating, you gotta.
Is enough or what?
Yeah, enough is enough. Because you looking like, oh, she don't do this. Okay, I can give in that. Oh, she doing this. Oh, great. But if it comes to a point where if I marry this woman, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with it. If she can't do these things for me,
You got that list that you can go back and
I can't
analyze.
raise you to the next level.
So what does that list look like?
Everybody got their own list.
Yeah, you just, you know, what she does, what she doesn't do.
Yeah, for me personally, I have a list where I love.
Come on, what's your list look like?
My love language. Everybody should know their love language.
What's yours?
My love language is, I'm going blank, acts of services. So I receive.
Oh, so you want a slave.
You want-
You want a slave. That's what you want. You want a slave.
Oh God! That sounds like you.
I receive by my lady cooking for me, by my lady picking up,
Clean.
doing
Oh
my
my gosh,
laundry.
you want a slave? Yeah.
No. And that's how I receive love. Like, man, I'm laying in the bed. Can you make me some breakfast? Bring some pancakes. I feel so much love when she does that.
She
for
does
me.
it.
And I don't know where we was going with this, but.
Let me ask you a question. Would you?
No, we're just talking about that list.
Oh yeah. And then she checks that list off. Then boom, love you, girl.
Do you when you look for women, do you look for a woman that's like your mom?
I think so. My mom and Ellie are very similar.
I think a lot of men do that, because for me there's certain aspects for me too. Like I'm kind of acts of service, you know, and then I'm acts of service and words of affirmation, you know.
Me too.
But for me, it's like when you do certain things for me, it's not, you know, it's not exactly what you did, but it's the act of doing it where it's like, damn, they like went out their way, or like, dang, they really did something for me, and you know, I take that to heart.
Yeah.
So like for like my girl, like yeah, I agree. Like I would want my woman to, you know, cook and to clean, not a slave, but like I grew up in a home where like my mom, you know, every day she came straight home from work, she put her bag down and she hopped right in the kitchen, made sure that food was on the table, kids were fed, husband was fed. My dad would just chill back and he'll go in the porch and smoke a cigarette and have a beer.
Oh, what about this? I got something for y'all. What if your woman makes more money than you?
Is that on the list? We got that one on the list.
I just threw it out there, player.
All right, okay.
As long as she doesn't have an ego.
My bad. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
took this conversation, but
As long as she doesn't have an ego when it comes to it, cool. But she has an ego and holding it over my head,
Ooh.
and it makes me feel less of a man than it's an issue.
Hey, like this. You don't do shit. You know, like you don't do nothing around this.
I make all the money.
I pay all the bills.
Oh.
I can't.
Oh.
At that point, you're not a man anymore. So you gotta leave the relationship.
Yeah.
But what about like say that situation, and it's not the woman that's causing the issue, it's the homies.
Elaborate.
Bro, your girl make.
Oh,
my God! Are you kidding me,
Yeah.
bro?
Gotta put your ego to the side. Like, yeah, man. How much your girl make? How much your girl make?
We eating good.
Yeah, be straight. And so as long as you got an ego with it, as long as you're comfortable with it, your masculinity isn't at jeopardy, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
But I feel like that'd be very hard, man.
It could be.
Cause guys, you know, we got that ego.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Or what happens if you find like a beautiful woman, and I mean well-rounded, beautifully woman?
Like full figure?
No, like
okay.
beautiful woman, like personality, beautiful. Everything about her is like great. She likes you for who you are, right? But she make more money than you, a lot more money than you. What are you gonna do? You just gonna walk away from that?
No, I don't think you can walk away. You pursue it and see what happens.
Yeah, you pursue it. She got all this designer clothes. She got the Louis, the Gucci. She got everything.
Yeah.
On Valentine's Day, she's spending most of the money.
And I think that it's good that a woman would love you, even if you don't make more money than her.
100%.
That shows like she's not out. She just like you for you. She's not out to get you for what you can bring to the table.
Oh, because honestly, like I feel like these days in this generation, there's not a lot of women like that. There's not. Cardi B's getting to their head.
Cardi B.
Cardi B's
screwing up a lot of young women.
Messing these women up a little bit. Like a lot of women these days is like, I don't know what they're thinking.
Yes, and so I guess like when you get a daughter, you go teach your daughter, babe, or sweetheart, go get your own. You don't have to be dependent on a man. Are you gonna teach your daughters that when they get older?
Man, a lot of people.
Yeah.
Why would you do that though? Because then they.
It's not that you don't need a man, right? It's that you can be independent and do your own thing. That's all it is. Like you don't want like nobody should have to depend on anybody to live.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So no.
I do believe that's kind of an old school mentality. Go out, get you a breadwinner. You stay
the
home.
The fairy tale, like I got my husband, he makes the money. I stay at home with the kids and do that. Man, things are changing.
Yeah. Women, CEOs, women run for president. I don't believe that you just should have your daughters like, man, you gotta go out and get this. Like you can do what you gotta do.
Whatever the hell you want to do.
You do.
It's all in the mind.
Yeah. Richard, you are going to want to get a husband and raise a family, but I don't feel like you have to get someone to be successful.
I think, I would agree with that. You just got to kind of be careful on how you frame it sometimes because a lot of women, some women, if you teach them this lesson, if you don't scope it the right way, then they end up growing into this woman where they're like I got my own. I don't need no man. Like I don't need you. I make all the money. Like I'm doing this. And it becomes that poisonous relationship where you're too independent.
And then you're 35,
so
you could possibly like a lot of relationships like these days. Like there's so many.
What if they're not looking for a relationship?
But what I'm saying though is you're creating this culture where it's like back in the day, people would get into relationships, and if something happened, they would just fix it. These days, people get in a relationship, and if something happens, they'll just go find a new one because they're so independent.
New and better one.
Yeah, they're so independent. They're just like, you know what? Instead of fixing this, instead of fixing what we got kids. Instead of fixing what we have, I'm just gonna go find something else. Yeah. Right? It's because I'm so independent.
But that's not just women. That's people.
That's everybody.
Yeah.
But I think that back in the day it was a little bit different because they were more dependent on each other. Back in the day, people were more dependent on each other. Like they love each other. It's like, no, I need you. I don't know how to cook for shit. Like I need you. And then the women is like, oh, I need my husband.
And the woman's like, you know what? I don't need to know how to cook. I'll hire a chef.
A lot of women these days don't.
Men too.
Yeah, a lot of women these days don't.
Mike, let me go back to what we were talking about earlier. When it comes to your women, you want your women.
My women? I don't have women.
Your woman.
Your woman.
The one that I choose to be with.
Do you want them to be similar to your mom?
Similar to my mother. I think so, somewhat.
And what traits would you want them to gain from your mom?
I think one of the things I really admire about my mom is just her loving heart. And if a woman has a loving heart, it goes a long way.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't like a person that like this. Because my mom, man, she helps everybody. Mm-hmm. She'll do stuff at the church when people aren't like, she don't give any praise or receive any rewards for it, but she just does it because that's just who she is. I think that's one thing, out of all the things in my mom, is if I can find a woman that has a loving heart, man, I'm good. You don't know how to cook, we can hire a chef. Although I would like you to cook, but you can always learn how to cook. They got all the apps and stuff they're teaching.
Yeah, I think when it comes to Nelly and my mom, that I love about both of them is that they both about their business.
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to like finances, my mama didn't play about that. She paid bills on time. taxes. She did not play about that. And it's the same thing with Natalie. And it's just, everything is taken care of. Like, she handles that in her relationship, and I feel comfortable about it. And so I believe that when it comes to my mom and Nat, they both about their business. They don't play around, both responsible, and I can live with that. Yeah, but you said when it comes to your mom and your girl,
She gotta know how to cook.
Yeah.
Make Asian food.
You know, like my mom, like I respect my mom a lot, man. Like my mom been through so much in her life, and I can't, you know, throw any salt on her for it. You know, she came home every day after work, dropped her bags, got in the kitchen. She always made like a 3-course or 4-course meal. You know, literally every day.
Damn, 3-course meal?
Bro, every day,
I don't
bro.
think I've ever had one of those.
salad.
Bro, every day, like my mom, so she would do this thing. She made sure that there was always some sort of soup, right? Some sort of veggies, and some sort of meat, you know, and then maybe something else on the side. She always made sure it was always something like that. And for her, it's just what was engraved in her. You know, I think maybe it's a cultural thing too, but it's always been engraved in her. And she always made sure things were clean, you know, and made sure that the house was kept. And that was just the way of life, you know. And she would tell me, you know, days that she would get upset. She'd be like, I came home after work, I worked just as hard as your dad. I dropped my bag. She's like, I haven't even gone to my room yet.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't even changed my clothes. I'm still wearing my work clothes.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that for women, and what makes them so amazing is women, they do this thing that a lot of men don't do, and is they put in overtime. And I'm not talking about the overtime that you get at work where you clock in and clock out. I'm talking about that overtime where after you go to work, you come home and you're putting in that OT, that double OT. Making sure the kids are fed, your husband's fed, dinner's on the table, food in the fridge. You know, everything is clean, and you do it all over again. Women put in that OT, and that's why we treat women, or we are supposed to treat women like queens, with respect.
100%.
You know, treat them with respect, treat them like queens. And that's because they are a queen. They put in that extra overtime. You know, but you know.
Is that mandatory?
I
I
think.
believe that's what makes women women.
Yeah, I think so.
It's not, we can't, I'm gonna say we can't, but it's hard for us to do that.
Yeah, very difficult. Yeah.
It's like a woman's mindset.
Yeah, we don't really work that way, you know. And I think that if a woman could do that, man, it's like that's the reason why you treat them like a queen with so much respect. Because if you think about it, if we're so equal, then how come me as a man can't get an equal amount of respect as I'm showing to you? Like, I gotta be more respectful to you just because you're a woman. What exactly are you bringing to this table? We're doing the same exact thing. You're not cooking, you're not cleaning. I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, or whatever it may be. You know, I'm trying to figure out why would I praise my woman more? Why would I put my woman on a pedestal? If she was like my mom, I'll put her on a pedestal.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, because it's just like in my relationship, like my wife doesn't work, but my job is just as important as her job.
100%.
It's just as important because if I come home and the house is a mess, kids running around dirty diapers, I'm looking like, girl, what you doing? Then I'm gonna go to work the next day because I'm tired and stressed out, and I'm gonna have a bad day at work.
And your mind's gonna be messed up.
Mine's gonna be messed
100%.
up. So her job is just as important. I don't care how much money I'm bringing in.
Yeah.
Instead of something that we here.
100%.
People playing, and she helps me make my money. And I come home sometimes, hey, you look tired.
Yeah.
I got you.
She's that support system.
That's why you don't.
Yeah.
That's why you get a nanny. You get work on it.
Or you get that's what rich folks do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you come
You're
home.
rich.
But it's different though. It's different though. Because if you get a nanny or if you get a maid, right, it's different. I think when it comes from your woman, it means a little bit more. Because you see that hard work that she's putting in.
You showing her appreciation.
Yeah, and then it's like, man, my woman is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, and you really get the opportunity to praise her.
Yeah.
You know, and then each year, you know, when her birthday or Valentine's Day or when you celebrate those moments, you have that opportunity to think back about everything that she's done and everything that she's done for you and really show that appreciation. And when you write that card for her, she's like, man, this is what you do. Like, I appreciate you for doing this. I appreciate you for doing this. Like, I really mean it. Like, you do so much for us. Like, you deserve the world. You deserve more than I could ever give you. And then she actually feels that appreciation because she really did do all that stuff. You know, she really did put in the work. She put in the drive. She wasn't just chilling at home with the maid cleaning the house and doing her nails. No.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: when it comes to relationships, you have to get your family's approval for your girl.
For me, culturally, yes.
Let's say your family don't rock with this girl.
I
You
think-
be like, yeah, whatever. I'm still kidding with it.
Here's what I think that, like, as I've grown, I've decided that before I was like, yeah, no, I'm big or whatever, right? But now, I think if I want you to be my girl, you gotta be family.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
they gotta know about you. They gotta know something about you in order for me. You don't want to, because I'm really big on family, right? So you don't want to have some person, some person coming to your house, coming to visit the family with a bad attitude.
This kills it.
And so we done dealt with that before. We got situations, brothers and stuff like that. It's not good, right? So, and I think back to one of my past relationships, my family hated the girl.
I'm gonna take a drink on that one.
I didn't even know it, right? I didn't even know.
Until the end, huh?
Until the end. I'm like, man, they say, man, Michael, I'm glad you didn't marry that girl. I couldn't stand her. And I'm like, dang, I didn't even know.
That's how you felt?
What the hell?
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, we're gonna take a drink to that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's very important for the family to know, especially if you're family oriented, right?
Yeah.
Some people are like, well, I ain't gotta spend my whole life with them, right? But at the same time, you gotta think about that, man. Like you don't want somebody that,
100%.
because there's tons of people in there. You can find somebody else.
It won't be good. I know that 9 times out of 10 parents know best.
Yeah.
And they see something. 'Cause I had a situation.
9 times out of 10? Is that number right?
That's about right. 'Cause I had a situation when I was in high school. I was dating this girl. My folks, they did not want me fooling with this girl. And I didn't see it. I'm blind. I'm like, nah, she ain't doing that. My daddy told me, hey son, I saw old girl at the gas station with this dude. I'm like, Daddy, stop playing, man. No, she wasn't. You just blind to certain things that your parents don't see.
Yeah.
So I think it's important you take what they tell you. Be like, maybe they're right.
Maybe they're right. Hey, I bet you she regret it now.
Oh,
KJ, big time ball player.
Can I put you on the spot right now?
let's go for it.
So, in your marriage right now, was your parents all for it?
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Spotlight. we can cut it out.
Yeah. And I would say yes because in the beginning there were certain circumstances, but as time grew and time went on, they got to know now who she was and saw her heart. And so I believe as time went on, like my mom and her are tight, which I love and I'm happy about. And so I believe in the beginning, not so much, but as time went on, they was like, okay, she cool, she good for you, has good intentions, so it's all good.
But you said 9 times. So in the beginning, it was like no, or
I would say no.
maybe like I don't know.
Yeah, it was again like I don't know. And so you just ride that wave out. You don't gotta just cut it off. We ride the wave as time goes on. If it gets better, then all right, cool. But if it's no, nah, son, come on now, what you doing?
Yeah.
You gotta look like.
Figure out why they're saying that. Yeah.
But what if your girl's a real good scam artist and know how to
Trick people.
trick people? 'Cause
Yeah.
they can do it, bro.
Yeah.
They can do it too. Like, put on a nice
Yeah, put on the front for
happy
as
face.
long as they want. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then you go home and it's totally different.
Oh yeah.
I run this shit.
Yeah.
They can do that. They can.
Ali,
I-
spotlight.
Man, I think that for me, man, it's culture plays a big part in my role. You know, for me as a person, because I grew up in a cultural home. You know, my parents in my relationship, I think that they're not 100% like on board with my relationship. Mainly, I think that it's because she's not she's a different culture. It's not like a racist thing or a discriminatory thing, but it's just like a cultural thing. You know, I grew up in a cultural home. You know, I grew up in a Vietnamese home, so they want me to be with a cultural Vietnamese woman. You know, and anything outside of that is like, you know, unsure.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that for me, my mission is to open up the relationship where it gives my parents the opportunity to really see this girl for who she is and that she's trying, right? And then from there, I think that we would figure out, okay, well, what are we gonna do? But ultimately, though, if I'm gonna marry a woman, like, I'm gonna ask my parents for their respect, and then I'm gonna ask her parents for their respect. And if either one of them says no, I wouldn't do it. But that's just because of how I was raised, though.
You know what I've seen in our profession, like I'm speaking about the NFL, I've seen some guys get a girlfriend while they got into the league, start a family with that girl, and cut the family off.
Ooh.
I've seen that.
Hey, you gonna put us on Front Street like that?
None of us have done, but I've seen guys cut their families off.
Oh,
Just
the
like,
family. Okay,
cut
okay.
their
I
family
understand.
off.
Like that. Okay.
Because of a girl?
And I'm like, what's up with that?
Yeah.
Man, I feel like that happens not only just in football.
Yeah.
That shit happens a lot of times because families like, oh no, he or she's not the one for you.
And they pick the.
and then they'll choose, but I think it's like a love thing. Like sometimes we can be blind,
Blind.
but sometimes we can be right too,
Yep.
and know what we're actually going for.
Yep.
So I think you kind of gotta make
Just
that
gotta
decision.
roll with it.
Yeah, even if it hurts your family.
You mean cutting the family off?
Man, I don't know, man. That's
It's
crazy.
hard.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You're talking about family.
You know what my dad told me? My dad told me this one time. My dad, my dad's so smart too. He said, you can always get another girlfriend. He said, hey, you can always get another wife. But he said you can't get another, family.
Yeah.
You can't get another dad. You can't get another brother. He was like, it's not genuine. He's like, we're blood. You can't get another one of us. And I think that when my dad told me that, I think he was partially right. Because I also listened to what my mom said. It's funny because my dad gave me this talk because my parents got in an argument. Then my mom came out. My mom said, oh yeah, well, have your brother cook and clean for you. Have your brother do that. Go live with your brother. Have him cook and clean for you. Right? And I was like, okay. So I took it what my mom told me. She said, when you get married, when you get into a relationship and you get married, you now have a new family.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You do.
And not only that, but when you're gonna spend the rest of your life with this person, you're gonna be in bed with this person.
Yeah.
You may potentially die with this person, right? Now, your immediate family, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, granted you love them to death. Are you gonna be in bed with them every night? Are they gonna keep you warm?
You ain't sleeping with them.
Yeah, like, are they gonna be with you to the grave?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, are they gonna do that? So I think there's a good combination between the two. I definitely don't
That's a
believe
good
in.
combination,
Yeah, I definitely don't believe in cutting family off. Like I believe that.
You couldn't cut anybody off.
Yeah, no, we got to figure out something. If I'm in a relationship or if I'm in a marriage, hey, we got to figure out something. Because if it's a new marriage, man, I might have to cut off the wife.
So you don't believe in divorce then?
I don't really believe in divorce, but I also do believe in, my family's acceptance.
Yeah. It's crazy to say because my dad would say the same thing that your dad said.
Mm-hmm.
He would be like, well, I'm going to be here regardless.
Yeah.
Whether you got a penny or $1 billion, I'm going to always be here. This woman can leave you any day.
Yeah.
But you got to look at it like, all right, this is this new family.
This is my family, yeah.
But it is blood though.
It is blood. And I believe that when you do got this family here, if this is messing up this family, you may have to put up some boundaries. I do believe in not cutting off family, but setting up boundaries to where you can't be messing up what I got going on here. I love you to death, but there got to be certain lines you can't cross. I believe as a man, you gotta set that precedent, so they gotta respect it. Because let's say you do get married, your dad can't be disrespecting your woman.
Oh, 1,000%. Hell no.
Because who you gonna put first? You gotta put your woman.
I'm gonna put my woman first. 1,000%. I would
you
say
gotta
that
put
for
your
my
woman
woman.
before your mom.
You know what?
What? You gotta put
You
your
should.
woman before your mama?
Well, you should. How's
Not
it?
my mama.
How's it?
But
How do they prioritize? How do they prioritize it in the Bible? Like, who you should put first?
all it says when a man gets married, he leaves. I don't know the exact verse, but he leaves and
He cleaves to his wife.
cleaves to his wife.
So isn't it like you love God first and then your woman second, or yourself second, or what was that? How's it go?
Yeah.
You know,
God first.
God's always
And
first.
then your wife.
your wife second,
Your
right?
wife are no longer two.
You're
separate
one.
people.
So then your wife is second, right? And then was it your kids third, right? Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
I think it's like God, your wife, your kids, and then your family, or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm listening.
I don't know. You just
You know,
got some random stuff out
but
there.
it's something like that though. Like they like, I believe that you should definitely choose your wife. over like a lot of things, man. Like
You choosing mama over wife, Mike?
Of course. If I'm married, yeah. But I
You
ain't
choosing
married.
wife over mama?
I'm choosing my wife.
Yeah.
yeah,
But what does choosing mean anyway?
Let's say your mama just causing ruckus, ruckus.
My
in
mama
the
wouldn't do that anyway, so I don't
But if
gotta
she
worry- I don't
does-
gotta worry
yeah.
about
Say she
that.
does. Yeah, say she does.
You had to choose your wife.
But I think you should have set that boundaries though from the very beginning before you even got married. That's why I said
Yeah.
that's why I said I would ask my parents first. Because you got to set that from the very beginning before you even get married. You got to make sure everything is cool because I'm not trying to get married and then you try to bring in all this BS.
Yeah.
Like I'm not with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then if we're already married and then you try to bring in this BS, I'm gonna pick my wife, right? And then I'm gonna come back, have a conversation with my mom, and I tell my mom like, this is where my life is right now. I'm building a family. My wife is pregnant or we're trying to have a baby or whatever. And we're trying to build this family, and you're ruining it. We got, we need to have this conversation. Like, we need to get this thing fixed. You want grandchildren or not?
Yeah.
That's what that conversation would look like.
Yeah. Hey, so when people get married, do two become one, or are we still individuals?
I think we still individual. Mike said something different though.
Why we got?
Well, because you were asking about from a biblical perspective.
From a biblical perspective, someone.
Do two people really become one? Like, what is that?
No,
What does mean?
that sounds weird. That's not.
What is it? Why does that?
That sounds weird.
I think you gotta be
You're
on
not physically become one,
mentally
but
you are?
I think you're two individuals, but I think the mindset kind of goes together.
Gotta be on the same page, make the same decisions.
Make those same decisions. You don't just go out and do something without consulting the other person, right?
Yeah.
You just kind of make decisions as one.
Yeah. Well,
You ain't
fellas,
done yet. You trying to shut it down? How much time we got?
You guys are at about an hour.
Goddamn. All right.
So you guys should close it out.
Is that the end of the topics?
hey fellas,
We got them all?
I enjoyed
We
it.
ain't hitting none of it.
I enjoyed it. Good talk. I appreciate it. Any last words?
Man.
Word of the week? Anything? Word of the day?
Got anything?
I don't got nothing.
I ain't got nothing either.
I ain't got nothing.
I
I got nothing. This is episode 1. I ain't got nothing.
I got one. A wise man once said, same thing to make your ass laugh, make your ass cry. Peace out.
All right.
Thank y'all for joining us
Yeah.
for episode 1 of Inside the Mind.
Here we go,
starring
here we go.
myself, Ali, and Mike.
Cheers,
Good
y'all.
talk, fellas.